Latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good Friday evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And yeah, another beautiful one out there today. But there's a few clouds rolling through the area. We'll talk about why we did see some clouds a little bit later on. But the big weather change, and I'm hoping you had a chance to get outside today, will be wind. We do have a wind advisory in effect until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. It went into effect at 2 o'clock this afternoon. We could see some blowing dust. Also, the waterways out there will be white capping a little bit this weekend. Some fire spread. If we do see some new fire starts, could be a concern. And there's our map. We could see wind gusts all the way up to 42 miles an hour if you travel east to Spokane, maybe even 41-mile-an-hour gusts here in the Wenatchee area. So we'll tell you more about that coming up a little bit later on. For those watching on our Facebook, tune in to Localtel Channel 12 or Charter Channel 19. Or you can stream us live at ncwlife.com for the full evening newscast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. River levels will lower near Rocky Reach Dam. We'll hear from State Representative Carrie Condata. And a wrap on your weekend's events is on the way. Later on, we'll have sports, your weather forecast, and our feature story today. But first, Dawn Souls, the woman convicted as an accomplice in the 1982 murder of her ex-husband, Stephen Smith of Kashmir, will serve just 26 more days in jail. Souls received the sentence Thursday afternoon from Superior Court Judge Leslie Allen. Souls was sentenced yesterday to 12 months in jail and 5 years probation after pleading guilty to rendering criminal assistance. That's the maximum length of time under the law. Souls has been in jail since March, and with time served, her attorney expects her to be released possibly by Halloween. Souls is the former wife of Bernard Swaim, who was originally charged with first-degree murder, but was found not guilty at his trial back in August. Souls testified against Swaim as the prosecution's star witness. Her testimony was discredited by witnesses for the defense, and she subsequently changed her plea to guilty after Swaim was acquitted. Chelan PUD is doing some work on the downstream side of Rocky Reach Dam this weekend. That means that the Rock Island reservoir levels between Rocky Reach and Rock Island dams will be a little bit lower. All of the boat launches will remain open. The PUD urges caution along the shorelines, particularly for fishermen who may be fishing in the dark or in early morning hours. There could be exposed rocks or submerged logs and debris that normally would be covered by the river. The work began today and will continue through this Sunday night. Well, some Washington state employees could be laid off if the legislature fails to adopt a capital construction budget for next year. The spending plan remains in limbo following the regular legislative session and 2 special sessions. It's stalled because the Republican-controlled Senate refuses to act until there's resolution to the Supreme Court's Hearst ruling. 12th District House Representative Carrie Condata acknowledges the looming layoffs, but said on today's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program that not addressing the Hearst water issue could have a greater impact on the state's economy.
There is going to be a few. It's not a big number, but we don't want to see anybody lose their job. But the fact is the capital budget represents about $4 billion in spending. Hearst could be a $10 billion problem for the state of Washington. So when somebody says we're holding up the economy by not doing the capital budget, we're holding up a lot more of the economy with Hearst. And the fact is that the Hearst situation, if it isn't rectified, will also kind of collapse the school program we put together. The education program is based on property tax. That property tax shift that changes when there's no water is going to collapse the outer districts and reduce the tax base for our smaller school districts. So it's all tied together. It's a big picture. We've got to solve it, and that has to be done in this session. We'll get that capital budget out, but we've got to get Hearst solved first.
And a program note, Carrie Condata will host a new program, the 12th District, here on the NCW Life channel. Check your local listings for dates and times. Marking the final stop of his listening tour, Senator Brad Hawkins will host a community hike at the Saddle Rock Gateway this Saturday, where he will be joined by Washington State Governor Jay Inslee. Attendings can hike the trail with the politicians and can talk along the way. For those wanting to attend, you meet at the Gateway that's located at 1130 Circle Street at 9 a.m. Coming up, we'll have a roundup of other area events for you to enjoy this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Victoria's Secret is now open in the Wenatchee Valley Mall in East Wenatchee. A good crowd was on hand this morning for the ribbon cutting, including East Wenatchee Mayor Steve Lacey.
I know it's hard to believe, but I'm a local politician, but I'm a man of few words. All right. So here's just a few words. Whenever we have something like this open up in our city, in fact, whenever our retail community does well, that's great for East Wenatchee. And that's why we want to support this thing. And this is all right. I told you, few words. You ready for this?
Ready? Let's do it.
Let's get this done before you might need it. All right.
Official grand opening festivities are from 5 to 7 o'clock tonight, which includes live music, food samples, gift bags, and a chance to win gift cards, wine tours, free golf, and other prizes. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, you won't have to look very hard. There's a little bit of something for everyone this weekend. The 15th annual Wings and Wheels Festival continues this weekend at Eastmont Community Park in East Wenatchee. Wings and Wheels is held each year to commemorate the historic non-stop trans-Pacific flight of Clyde Pangborn and Hugh Herndon from Misawa, Japan to Fancher Field in East Wenatchee. Since 2002, the event has featured a vendor craft and food fair, a dance, pancake breakfast, airplane and glider rides, motorcycle show, and live entertainment. The festival also features tonight's car cruise along Eastmont Avenue in East Wenatchee and a car show on Saturday at Eastmont Park. Davis Show's Northwest Carnival will also be on hand with rides open from 4 p.m. until close today and then noon to close on both Saturday and Sunday. Festival goers can purchase $25 wristbands for carnival rides on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Coming up this weekend, also this Saturday, the Wenatchee Valley College Alumni Association will host the 3rd annual Night Fright Ride and Run. That's to raise money for Wenatchee Valley College students in crisis. The ride and run will start at 10 a.m. at Walla Walla Point Park. Participants are invited to wear costumes for either the 5K run and walk or the 10-mile bike ride around the Apple Capitol Loop Trail. The Knights Care Fund can cover expenses for students dealing with homelessness, a car breaking down, or simply not enough money to pay the family grocery bill, ensuring that the student is able to stay in school. Last year, the Knights Care Fund supported 25 Wenatchee Valley College students. Finally, if you're looking to get out of town, head up to Lake Chelan for the 8th annual Mahogany and Merlot Vintage Hydroplane Boat and Car Show. That's this Saturday and Sunday at Lakeside Marina. Mahogany and Merlot Vintage Boat and Car Show is an on-the-water boat show, and it's free, family-friendly event. Once again, classic cars will be showcased on the shore, along with on-the-water vintage unlimited hydroplanes, vintage inboard limited class hydroplanes, and antique and classic mahogany runabouts from the golden era of pleasure boating. And we want to thank Go Lake Chelan for that great footage of last year's events. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
So, how you guys doing?
My job starts in Portland in a month.
Can we find a buyer that fast? I think we're good. Our CBX app tells us who the best potential buyers are. We can pinpoint where the hottest prospects are located, right on this map.
2 cities over.
It even lets us set the most accurate price.
Wow, it really does all that.
It really does all that.
Well, help us pack?
We're working on that.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a happy Finally Friday on the Les Schwab Prep Scoreboard from last night. In high school soccer, Wenatchee coach John Springer had not been able to figure out a way to beat West Valley over the past 4 years, going 0 for 9 in that stretch. Well, the 10th time was a charm last night at the Apple Bowl as the Panthers won a very physical battle, 1-0. I was along Matt Wiesen with a call right here.
So here's a big kick for Kate Springer. She'll chip it ahead right towards the goal, and boy, she almost backed up in the goal to catch it, man.
Just about did. That was scary.
So here's a corner kick for the Panthers. Crosses over, and it's headed by West Valley, but right to Escobedo. She'll kick it, then try it again, a little bit too high. Uh-oh, here's an opportunity for West Valley. Look out, here comes Kendra Hayes. She'll get in, and a nice save there by Wenatchee's goalkeeper, Kenya Ortega.
That was
Ball kind of caroms around and picked up by Jaden Griggs. It hit the crossbar and bounces out. Opportunity, they'll kick it back to Marshall. In the corner, it'll go right there, and an own goal is going to go in.
No, looks like we got an offside.
Offside's going to be whistled against West Valley. My, oh my, that was close. Real good chance for West Valley to ring the bell here tonight. Marshall with the kick, and it's kicked right in front of the net, but it goes over high. So on the far side, it's Allie Rader with the kick. The boot towards the goal, headed in, and a goal for Wenatchee. Beautiful pass on the kick over on the far side from Allie Rader. And the goal for the Panthers by Kate Springer.
So the Panthers own a 2-game cushion in the Big Nine with a victory. Also in soccer action last night, Eastmont fell in overtime to Moses Lake at Wildcat Stadium 3-2, so that pushes the Chiefs up to second place in the conference. With West Valley third, Eastmont drops down to fourth. Cashmere traveled to Okanagan and blanked the Bulldogs 2-0. Lauren Richardson and Emily Gaines each had 2 goals as Cascade shut down Chelan 7-0. Oroville over Manson 2-0. On the Les Schwab volleyball scoreboard last night, it was West Valley blanking the Wenatchee Panthers 3-0. Rams have now won 30 straight in the Big Nine. Eastmont over Moses Lake 3-0. The Wildcats avenged an earlier loss to the Chiefs, improved to 4-2. Cascade over Chelan 3-0. It was Cashmere getting its first match win of the season, 3-2 over Okanagan. Lake Roosevelt blanked Manson 3-0. In the pool on Thursday, Wenatchee took care of Hanford 120-60. Eastmont swept a triple duel, downing Ike 118-65, Davis, and Sunnyside. Coming up tonight in high school football, Wenatchee's on the road at Eisenhower. Eastmont's at Sandpoint, Idaho. Cascade hosts Cle Elum. Chelan's at Okanagan. Cashmere at Omak. All these kickoffs at 7 o'clock. And AM playing host to ACH. Waterville Mansfield's at Manson. Coming up on Saturday in local high school sports. Got quite a bit. Soccer, Chelan's at Kiowa Benton at 11 o'clock in the morning. Cashmere's hosting Eastmont at 1. Volleyball, Waterville Mansfield at Oroville, while Cashmere takes on Wapato. Lake City, Idaho at Eastmont. We'll have that live for you tomorrow at 3:30 right here on the NCW Life channel. Also, Wenatchee's at the Richland Invited Cross Country. Eastmont and Cashmere at the Leavenworth Invite. Chelan is at the Nike Hole in the Wall Invitational at Lakewood High School. Coming up this weekend, the Wenatchee Racquet and Athletic Club is the place for their annual Oktoberfest round-robin mixed doubles tennis tournament. That's both Saturday and Sunday. Wenatchee Valley College is hosting their third annual Night Fright Ride and Run. This fundraiser is for students in crisis. At Walla Walla Point Park starts tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Participants can choose from a 5K run or walk or a 10-mile bike around the Loop Trail. Wenatchee Wild are on the road for a grueling 3-game stop, 3-day tour this weekend. Tonight, Wenatchee's at Chilliwack for a 7 o'clock contest with the Chiefs. They'll be in Powell River tomorrow night at 7:15, and then wrap it up with Cowichan Valley Sunday at 2 o'clock. College football, it's Humboldt State at Central Washington. Washington State at Oregon, that's on Fox at 5. Eastern Washington's at UC Davis, and then tomorrow night, California at Washington. That's on ESPN at 7:45. That's sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. This coming Sunday, Grace City Church is hosting the 5th annual Downtown Hoedown. All money raised from the event will go back to area youth in local elementary schools. We spoke with Pastor Kent McMullen about the upcoming event.
Downtown Hoedown is something that we've been doing for several years. Matter of fact, this is the 5th anniversary of it, so our 5th time to do it. Down on the street, we're kind of located on Wenatchee Avenue, down in the courtyard of the PAC as well. Kind of got that whole area there in front from 2nd Street all the way down to Palouse, so a couple of blocks there. Ton of fun. It's all about family. Want family to come. We really want to bless the city. That's really our goal, is just to throw a party for the city. And we really love the fall in Wenatchee with all the colors changing, so much good stuff going on in October. So that's why we've always picked that date, and we just make it happen. A lot of work. We have 200 volunteers from Grace City Church that help us do it, and they come do it with a lot of joy, a lot of fun. We have a good time putting it together, and we start early and stay late and make it happen for everybody when they show up. We also have, every time we throw a party here at Grace City Church, our party has a purpose, and this purpose this year is we want to bless all of the elementary schools and middle schools within about a 40-mile radius of the city of Wenatchee. So we've gone to Quincy, even George. We've gone out to Leavenworth and Cashmere, up to Waterville, Orondo, Iniat, and then of course Wenatchee School District and East Wenatchee School District. And we've just asked their school advocates what are some of the things that the kids need. And so we've got a huge shopping list, and so we're asking people to bring stuff that's on that list. You can go to gracecitychurch.com website, and you'll see a big banner there of the hoedown. Even watch maybe a video there of last year's hoedown as well. But there's a place just to click on to the big shopping list of things, and you can bring some stuff down. That day we have a couple of big storage units that we'll have down there, and we'll be able to throw the things in there, sort through it, and then that week disperse all the goodies to the kids in the valley. So pretty excited about blessing the city that way as well.
Looks like a lot of fun. We'll be back in just a moment with a recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Romaine Electric in Wenatchee is your one-stop repair shop for all your auto, marine, small engine, or heavy-duty truck electric motor needs. Does your battery need to be replaced? Their technicians will have you up and running. The diagnostic team at Romaine Electric identifies and repairs all electrical issues from farm, truck, marine, industrial, diesel, ATV, and PWC. Romaine Electric in the Industrial Park off Ferry Street and Wenatchee Avenue. Stop by or give them a call today at 663-8150.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's blueberry picking season and King 5 named us the second best destination restaurant in Washington State. So toss the family in the cruiser and get on out to Blueberry Hills for the best down-home scratch country cooking you've had in years. And don't forget our award-winning pies. We're fun, family-friendly, and a delicious destination year-round. We're open every day from 8 to 3, serving breakfast and lunch all day. So come on out to Blueberry Hills.
Pets are not your whole life, but they do make your life whole. At Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital, not only do they understand that fact, they live it every day. Dr. Baez and her staff at Paws and Claws love dogs and cats so much they've dedicated their lives to the well-being of our four-legged friends. They offer compassionate care with a personal touch. Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital on the corner of 4th and Nile in East Wenatchee, or call 888-PAWS.
Welcome back, and now a recap of our top stories. Dawn Souls, the woman convicted as an accomplice in the 1982 murder of her ex-husband Stephen Smith of Kashmir, will serve just 26 more days in jail. Souls received the sentence Thursday afternoon from Superior Court Judge Leslie Allen. Souls was sentenced yesterday to 12 months in jail and 5 years probation after pleading guilty to rendering criminal assistance, the maximum length of time under the law. Souls has been in jail since March, and with time served, her attorneys expects her to be released possibly by Halloween. Souls is the former wife of Bernard Swaim, who was originally charged with first-degree murder but was found not guilty at his trial in August. Souls testified against Swaim as the prosecution's star witness. Her testimony was discredited by witnesses for the defense, and she subsequently changed her plea to guilty after Swaim was acquitted. Chelan PUD is doing some work on the downstream side of Rocky Reach Dam this weekend. That means that the Rock Island Reservoir level between Rocky Reach and Rock Island dams will be a little bit lower. All of the boat launches will remain open. The PUD urges caution along the shorelines, particularly for fishermen who may be fishing in the dark or in the early morning hours. There could be exposed rocks or submerged logs and debris that normally would be covered by the river. The work began today and will continue through this Sunday night. Some Washington State employees could be laid off if the legislature fails to adopt a capital construction budget for next year. The spending plan remains in limbo following the regular legislative session and 2 special sessions. It's stalled because the Republican-controlled Senate refuses to act until there's resolution to the Supreme Court's Hearst ruling. 12th District House Representative Carrie Condata acknowledges the looming layoffs, but said on today's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program that not addressing the Hearst water issues could have a greater impact on the state's economy.
There is going to be a few. It's not a big number, but we don't want to see anybody lose their job. But the fact is the capital budget represents about $4 billion in spending. Hearst could be a $10 billion problem for the state of Washington. So when somebody says we're holding up the economy by not doing the capital budget, we're holding up a lot more of the economy with Hearst. And the fact is that the Hearst situation, if it isn't rectified, will also kind of collapse the school program we put together. The education program is based on property tax. That property tax shift that changes when there's no water is going to collapse the outer districts and reduce the tax base for our smaller school districts. So it's all tied together. It's a big picture. We've got to solve it, and that has to be done in this session. We'll get that capital budget out, but we've got to get Hearst solved first.
And a programming note, Carrie Condata will host a new program called the 12th District here on the NCW Life channel. Check your local listings for dates and times. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to the details of that, let's take another Beautiful look outside our weather window as we look down at Wenatchee, and a few clouds out there. Not as much smoke today as we've seen the last couple of days either, just some haze out there, but all in all, with light winds throughout most of the day, it wasn't a bad day, although we still have a wind advisory. Keep that in mind. It went into effect at 2 o'clock today and will remain in effect until 8 o'clock tomorrow night. But what we're seeing, the ridge of high pressure that we've enjoyed the past few days will give way to a strong cold front by this afternoon. Before the front arrives, expect to see continued mild autumn temperatures and some sunshine, and we certainly enjoyed that today. The front is expected to move across the area late this afternoon and tonight. This will be accompanied by windy conditions and areas of blowing dust across much of the Columbia Basin and the Palouse area of Washington. The wind will likely persist at times through Saturday. We will see wind gusts, as we told you earlier, of, well, not 30, about 25 to 35 miles an hour at times, maybe even 40 miles an hour, and that's tonight and tomorrow. Remember, that wind advisory is in effect until 8 o'clock. The front will also bring with it a small chance of showers, especially near the Cascade Crest and the Canadian border. And we're not ruling out snow possibly for the upper elevations as well with this storm system. For us, about a 20% chance of moisture late tonight. Cooler weather will then persist through the weekend before we see a return to mild and dry weather for most of next week. Here's a look at that forecast now, and tonight we'll drop down with some clouds out there to about 47 overnight tonight. Remember, windy conditions, you'll hear that tonight, and for most of Saturday, where we'll cool down for a high of about 65 on Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday then, boy, almost a carbon copy of each day, 65 to 66 degrees. We will see light winds throughout that period and also lows right around the 40-degree mark. And then by Thursday next week, I think we'll begin to see a storm system move in. We'll see some clouds on the increase late on Thursday with a high by then at around 65. 15 United States Army Reserve officers, Training Corps or ROTC students at Central Washington University took the oath of enlistment yesterday high atop Monastash Ridge near Ellensburg. Take a look.
I want you to think about what it means to be a soldier. What's it like to fight for our country? And what I tell them is, soldiers go where people need help. Okay, so when you swear in today, think about the words. Think about the oath that you're taking. And think about what that means, not only to you, to your families, but for all Americans. It's important.
I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. It's a two-way commitment on behalf of the Army and the student cadet, saying that yes, this is what I want. And now they've met all the requirements for contracting, which actually very few students and young people today are able to meet to join the Army. It gives me great confidence and hope, though, being able to spend time with those that, number one, that they're young, they have energy, they have their dreams, you know, but they still have the desire to serve, you know, and be a part of something bigger than themselves.
When we commission and become officers, we have to set a standard for our soldiers, and part of that is creating an environment that we can all foster into a family, because that's how we operate at the best of our abilities. So it's just another tradition. It's something that we need to carry, and it's something that I'm very happy about. In contracting, it's a lot of weight, but it's liberating at the same time. It's being a part of the family.
I've always wanted to do something bigger than myself, and being a leader is something I've always wanted to be, and this program has really helped me. Something I'll remember forever. All the people I've done it with, yeah, I'll definitely carry it forever.
And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Is this really what we're going to do on our girls' night out? We should go to Club Crow.
The Bar and Grill in Kashmir?
Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
I'm Bryce Newberry, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.